I'm Jim Csek, and hopefully you're energized. I'm here with Kayla Caruana, another Tesla owner. What model are you driving?
I drive the Model 3.
Model 3, how long have you had it?
About 4 years.
4 years, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a rookie compared to you. I've had it for a year and a half maybe.
Yeah, and which one do you drive again?
Model 3 too.
Model 3 as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
My wife's got the S.
Yeah, you guys are a whole
not
family.
As privileged.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 in the family.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think your daughter drives my dream vehicle.
My dream vehicle.
Yeah.
The X.
Yeah.
It's crazy doors.
Yeah, it's my favorite one.
You walk up to it, the doors actually open. I couldn't believe it when it first happened. I'm like, what's going on?
I love that.
The doors actually open when you walk up to the car.
Yep.
And then when you put your foot on the brake, the doors close.
I love that.
What?
We're living in the future. I love it so much. Yeah.
Crazy good. Anyway, you've been driving for quite a while then.
I have. Yeah.
And love it, hate it?
I love it. Yeah, I don't think I was going to ask you this too, but I don't think I'll drive another brand of vehicle. I'm not being paid to say that, but I love it so much.
I'm fully into, I got rid of a 1-ton diesel, beautiful truck, AT4, and a Chevy Corvette. And I'm not missing either one.
You're not, wow. That's saying a lot. I went from an Elantra, so.
And I've driven a lot of performance cars.
Yeah.
Over the years, Corvettes. I've had a 68 Corvette. I've had
Wow.
a Camaro, 68 Camaro. A bunch of Z28s, all kinds of nice cars. A 350 Nissan 350Z.
Yeah.
Mazda Miata.
And how have you felt like the comparison is? No comparison or?
And then and a BMW M8 my wife had convertible.
Okay.
And that thing sounded like a Lamborghini. It popped like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. The performance in a Tesla is unrivaled. Do you know what
Agreed.
I mean? It'll beat my Corvette, right?
Agreed.
Safest car in the world is a Tesla, right?
That's what
the
they
crash
say.
tests say.
Yeah.
Highest quality satisfaction on the survey just came out is Tesla.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so
What rating did they get?
they had 85%
Wow.
repeat buy, people would repeat buy.
That makes sense.
And I think the next one down, I won't give the brand name, the next one down was at 57%.
Yeah.
And it was a very famous brand.
Okay.
Right?
I don't think I'll ever drive another car. I love it so
unless
much.
something else better comes along.
Yeah. It would have to
right now,
really impress me. Something new would have to
the
really
tech
impress
in
me.
the cars is crazy good, right?
Unreal.
Crazy good.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't realize, how good the tech is in the car, right?
Yeah.
It's you have to actually experience the car. I know people are
Absolutely.
gonna say I'm a fanboy. That's okay. You're a fangirl.
Yeah.
Right? That's okay.
It's
But
fine.
if you drive one for a while, then recognize the technology that's in that car.
It knows what you're doing before you know what you're doing. It's already way ahead of you.
Yeah, I used to in the wintertime warm up my truck because it had command start.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing could run for 10 minutes. I'd go out there and it'd still be cold when I got to work.
Yeah.
Because you have to heat up the engine.
It takes a lot of time. Yeah.
And that's big diesel. This thing, I think only need a minute or something. I just touch the seat. I mean, you can time it too, right? But you get in, it's like Mexico in there, right? It's
I know.
blowing
That's
heat, right?
one of my favorite settings because all the snow melts off of the car too because it heats up and the whole thing melts. But
what we're going to talk about today, though, is full self-drive.
yeah, we both have had access to it now.
Yeah, so Elon sent it out to every Model 3 owner and Model Y owner. I think you get 30 days
trial.
Free trial. And then after that, you can buy it. And they dropped the price from, I think, $16,000 or $18,000 down to $11 or $99 a month.
Yeah, I saw that they have a monthly subscription model too now, which they didn't have
I'm
before.
going to do the subscription.
I was also thinking about this. So
do
do you know if you can take it to the next vehicle?
I don't know, but
It's not clear.
It's not clear, but because in Kim's car, Kim has full self-drive in hers. Well, she bought a used one, and it came with it, and they paid $16,000 for it when she got it.
So it moves with the car.
It stays with the car, but I know in the subscription, obviously, it goes with you, right?
Of course,
you just stop paying, right? So,
yeah, makes sense.
I've been using it for a while. What do you think of it?
I like it. There's specific things that I don't like. And I think that that's an easier list because most of the stuff is very convenient. And I just was telling Jim this morning that I actually was able to try the automatic parking. That was amazing.
I haven't tried that yet.
You should try that in the parkade.
So how did you just pick a spot, or how does that work?
I was backing in, so I moved towards the vehicles in front of me to back into the spot, and it said, "Would you like to try self-park?" And basically click the button.
Sure, why not?
Super easy, and it does back up all the way to the wall. So that's one thing that I would say that I wouldn't do that the car does. Is it's tight. It was a tight spot this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I've tried everything this week and the last week, and I feel like the one thing we were talking about, the stop signs, creeping up to the stop sign and then creeping up again and creeping up again. So if it's not clear and you're not even in a busy area, it still does take its time to get up.
It's like you're taking your driver's test.
Exactly.
Because it stops way before the stop sign.
Exactly. Which is probably a good thing.
Creeps up and then stops again, and then, which is probably a safer way to drive. But that's not what people drive, right? Most people just roll stop signs.
Yeah, exactly.
When you turn it right.
Yeah, and you were saying that they changed that technology, right? Because they used to do it adaptive to.
It's vision based now.
Yeah.
So I've been using it for about 3 weeks now. I think my time out is at May 4th or May 5th. I think Elon's probably funny. It's probably May 4th to be with you or something.
Yep, something like that.
And I've been using it every day. And I just get in the car and I say, take me to work, and it takes me to work.
Yep.
I get in the car at the end of the day and I say, take me home. Takes me home. I don't have to do anything else. Right?
Exactly.
Takes me home. It is full self-drive supervised though, so you do have to touch the wheel every. I noticed that it's getting longer. Mm-hmm. Do you notice that too? Mm-hmm. Like at first it was like every it would flash every but now it seems to be quite a while before it flashes at you.
Yeah, and I have noticed too when you're paying attention to the screen, they're using the internal camera. I guess they must be using it to pay attention to whether or not you're paying attention to the road.
Because if you dare pick up your phone, it gets a little nasty.
They don't like that. Elon doesn't like that. Yeah.
So it starts like flashing.
Which makes sense, but yeah.
No, I mean, I find obviously like driver position is a lot easier because you can put your feet back. Like you don't have to have them extended and your shoulders aren't like in, right? Driving.
All the time.
Yeah. It's kind of like.
It's a comfier ride for sure, long term as well. Like if you were on the highway going to Vancouver, your trip would be.
I've used it to Vancouver already, and Vancouver and back, and I've used it to Calgary and back.
Wow.
And I've probably only taken note a couple times. Actually, I was going to Vancouver in full self-drive. And in around Hope, they're just past Hope when the entrance is on or whatever. An ambulance came on, and I guess he didn't see me. It must have been just perfectly in his blind spot because he ended up kind of almost cutting me off. The car sped up violently and then went over and swerved around it.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting, actually, because I heard that you can change some of the settings. So one of the settings that I changed in anticipation for coming here to talk about it was the max amount that you can do in speed.
Right. So like 10% or whatever. Yeah. So I tried out the max version, which I guess is just keeping up with the flow of traffic. Right. That I find a little bit of a smoother ride because when you're going through a lot of different areas that change frequently the speed limit, the car is constantly adjusting itself. I noticed that in Calgary, it just said to me, it came up and says, you are now moving with the flow of traffic.
Oh, good.
And I was like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Does that mean I don't get a speeding ticket, or how's that work?
Exactly, yeah. You're like, I can prove to you that...
The car told me. Right?
Yeah, I can prove to you that I wasn't speeding.
One that I found even interesting is that I was golfing, and then I got a call from my wife and said, go to Costco and get this for dinner. And I said, take me to Costco, and it said, Costco closes in 10 minutes. You should have a 4-minute buffer by the time you get there. I was like,
okay, so those are some of the little additions, because what I've noticed from what we had before, which was essentially just assisted, or what do they call it? Assisted driving.
Full self-drive, beta, or we had autopilot.
Autopilot.
Which is basically lane, stays in one lane, doesn't do lights.
Exactly.
Stays in your lane. And I did use full self-drive, like version 11, which is programming. And it definitely was a lot jerkier. Like it couldn't do a traffic circle.
No.
Like it would just hesitate and just kind of like start jerking around.
Yeah.
I go through 2 traffic circles every day, and it's like better than me doing the traffic circle.
I agree. The traffic circles, I would say it handles way better than I would. And also the stop signs, I'm starting to kind of get used to it because you can put your foot on the gas and give it a little bit of a nudge. You
just kind of say like, listen.
Yeah.
And it learns from you though too. It's actually learning as you do it, right? So
hopefully it's learning good things.
Yeah. I had to drive because I was cleaning my garage this weekend. I was telling you offline. And I drove a gas car and I went to the gas station. I was like, holy cow. Like, and it was a Toyota pickup. Great pickups. Like Tacomas were great pickups, but like It's like $100 to fill it up for a little Toyota.
I know. Yeah,
It's
that's my number one favorite thing about driving a Tesla is not going to.
Are you charging at home too? Or?
Yeah, I'm charging at home.
That's a big thing. People say, oh, well, you're going to spend all this time charging. Well, if you charge at home, you get home, you plug it in, and you don't spend any time charging it, right? Like nothing.
Just overnight, basically.
Yeah, I'm charging about once a week. I don't know.
Yeah. I live in Lake Country, so I drive a little bit more. I find that probably like twice or so a week I charge, but I drive to Lake Country, so it's a little bit further. But yeah, it is a smooth ride. It's one of my favorite things.
There's so much power.
Yeah. Do you drive in chill mode? Or in,
I don't.
No? Oh, so you're just a spaceship just driving down the street.
You leave the light and you're not stepping on it. You leave the light and you leave everybody behind. Right?
Yeah.
Even when it's driving in full self-drive, it leaves everybody behind.
It does.
Just accelerates so quick. And it's so impressive. I would advise if anybody that's thinking about an EV is you drive a Tesla. At least drive a Tesla.
At least test drive it.
And then use that as your benchmark for the other ones.
Agreed.
Right? I think some of the interiors and some of the other ones, some people will like because they're a little more glitzy, like you got BMW and a Mercedes, and they're going to be a little more opulent inside, whereas the Tesla's very, especially the ones you and I drive, are very minimalist, I would say. Right?
I agree.
Very minimalist,
that's a good word. Yeah.
And basically you have what you need, and that's all you have. Right?
Yeah.
And it's all the comforts are there, your heated seats, your heated steering wheel.
Yeah. Because you can buy pretty much everything that you need for the car, and I'm hoping that you could take it with you. That's what I'm
understanding. Like on the full self-drive?
Yeah.
I think if subscription, obviously, you can.
That would make sense. Yeah.
And I think subscription makes more sense right now because if you just dropped it from 18 to 11, and then if you pay 11 and then he drops it to 6, then you're going to feel like you.
Yeah, especially for someone like me who's already had my car for 4 years. To me, I think it makes more sense to do a subscription.
Have you seen the new Highland version, the new Model 3?
No, I've seen the videos online, but I haven't seen anything. I like the new lights on the Model 3. I don't know if you've seen the new version, but the lights on the back.
Yeah, I have. I was at the auto show in a Saturn one. They got the screen in the back like the Model S.
Oh, okay.
They still have the round. You can buy the optional steering wheel, but they have the round. They have that mood lighting or whatever, like kind of like pinstripe lighting around all around the whole thing.
Okay.
I think it has 10% more battery, but other than that, it's not pretty much the same car inside. Like if you get into your car, get into my car, get into that car, you're not going to see much difference between. And that's the cool thing about Tesla, though, too. You don't get outdated because your car will have all the features mine does. Mine's a 23.
Exactly.
Yours is a 2021. 2021.
Yeah.
Same features are going to be in the car.
Exactly.
Right? Because they
Which is the best.
You get a gift. Like especially at Christmas, right? They send you the update and gives you a bunch of like
new things,
cool features. Right?
Yeah, I love that. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have like any other vehicle, you have to bring it in to do any of the software updates.
Or they don't give it to you. You got to buy the new model.
Exactly.
Right. If you want something different, and the screens in the Teslas is I haven't seen anything. I've been in a lot of the electrics now. I haven't seen anything close to the software that's
okay.
inside.
What would you say is one that would be kind of comparable?
I think the Rivian's pretty cool.
Okay.
I think the Rivian's got I think they're a little more money. Like they've got this lifestyle-y kind of like vibe to them. And they got the pickups out there. I think the Cybertruck is going to be a wait for. I have my order in. But,
you do? That's exciting.
I'm way below Justin Bieber and all the NBA guys and Beyonce and all.
You're on the list, though. You're on the list.
I think I heard from a guy that does a lot of. He's wrapped a few Cybertrucks in Vancouver.
Okay.
And he said a lot of people come up from Seattle to do because it's obviously cheaper to wrap it in Canada.
Makes sense.
He says he's heard that Canada will start getting deliveries of Cybertrucks next year.
Okay. So hopefully you're one of the first. We'll see.
There's probably some celebrities here above me and my Energized show, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If you're listening, Elon, Jim would really like to get up on that list.
Hey, yeah, we'll do a Cybertruck show every day.
Perfect. I'm into that.
I got to sit in one. They're amazing.
Yeah.
I went to the auto show.
Okay.
There's a dealer that's opening up in Kelowna. I think that's holding back some people too, right? So,
I've heard that because when
by the airport.
Bought it, I had to go to Vancouver, pick it up, bring it back, all of the good stuff.
I've noticed in Kelowna a lot more Teslas, like a lot more.
I feel like when you go to Vancouver or you go to even, I don't know, California, like it's just another vehicle. And here you're starting to notice them more and more. Yeah, there's a lot more.
So I wrap mine flat black.
Nice.
What color?
White.
White.
I look like a current taxi. Totally fine.
Well, they've changed the free color now because it's white. It used to be the free color, and I think silver is now the free color.
They change it frequently.
They change the free color so it kind of blends the cars.
Right before I bought mine, I believe the 2020, they had a black or a blue.
The black one was the free color.
And so the standard color is always changing.
So and I'll say this again, is that the big thing for a lot of people is if you're looking at buying a Tesla, buying a used one, or any used EV for that matter, there's no tax in BC right now.
Oh, okay.
That's a big advantage, right? But there is credits. If you live in BC and you order a brand new 3 or Y, you'll get the $5,000 federal credit, and you may qualify for the $4,000 provincial credit.
Yeah.
So the $9,000 in savings there. But again, used EVs, all the used EVs are tax-free. Wow. Which is huge.
Yeah, right? That's amazing.
Because you will pay the tax on the new Tesla.
Right.
You'll pay the PST. And
of course, that makes sense. Yeah. But I just like my thoughts on overall whether I would buy it again. I don't think I'll ever drive another vehicle.
So why did you buy it though? Like, because you're young.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what drove you to buy it?
When I got it, we did have the provincial credits, the federal credits, and then they also had additional credits for business owners.
Oh, okay.
So there was some additional credits to account for that. So it made sense for me. Also, I bought it before there was an uptick in price. So the price had gone up almost immediately after I had purchased it, and then it started to come down again now. So at the time that I bought it, it was a no-brainer. The interest rates were also lower at the time, so it worked out well for me, and I will never drive another vehicle. I love it so much.
Is your mom driving it?
No, she doesn't.
You're the only one in the family?
Yeah. But she does handle, the full self-driving. I've let her drive it. She handles it better than I do. She's not nervous at all, which is... I was a little bit nervous at first.
So my son, who's...
he also drives a Tesla.
He drives one.
Everyone does.
And he has not tried the full self-drive.
Oh, what?
He's like, I like driving. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Not even to try it, though.
No. And my daughter's using it now. So she's started using it. Because she has it in her car, right? So that it comes with her car.
Standard, And
then Nikki is reluctant too. She's a bit timid on
the full self-driving. It does take a second to get used to, but knowing the technology, knowing what has been put into the vehicle, knowing that it is safety tested and all of these things, I feel a bit more comfortable. And when you do utilize it often, you find that it does drive a little bit more conservatively than most people on the road.
I think it's another layer of safety though,
Yeah.
because I'm also watching. But the car's also watching. If I have a momentary lapse of judgment, because that's usually where accidents happen. Accidents happen in that momentary lapse of, attention. So there's like a second layer there. There's me and the car, right? Like that are, and I think they're showing now like Tesla's get into. I'm gonna get these numbers wrong, but like six times fewer accidents.
Wow.
And if you do get an accident, Teslas are the safest car in the world. So
yeah. And if everyone was driving, this is what I was thinking about on my way in today. If everyone was driving the same vehicle and we all had self-driving in a world where everyone has the same self-driving, we would have less accidents because
they could almost miss each other by
exactly. Yeah. Because it's already conservative by nature. So
I used to drive a muscle cars and that, and if you're driving a Corvette drivers tend to wave at each other, and that's motorcyclists. I used to ride a motorcycle and they always wave.
Yeah.
Elon should put it in so the Teslas wink at each other when they go by.
I totally agree. I also thought that because you have the little icon on the car, I thought when you're driving past it should have a little T, or a showcase that it is. Yeah. But I actually did see driving down Glenmore, someone that was passing me gave me one of these. Oh, and I think it stands for Tesla. I don't know. I'm just wishful thinking maybe. Who knows? We're coming up with our own wave now.
I do know quite a few people that drive them now that are very much really kind of like enamored like us, by what it can do.
The technology.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't met anybody that's actually had one and then hated it, but there's some out there because you look on Auto Trader and you'll find some that have 5,000 on it, right, and they're a year old or something like that. So obviously that person is not into it. Right?
Yeah.
So
either that or potentially it just was an added cost. Like some people think that the cost is not worth the benefits, but for me, I love it.
Well, I think now in the U.S. for sure, the Tesla Model Y is lower than the average cost of a vehicle.
Exactly. So then you'd
and
think.
It's the best-selling car in the world now too, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Good to know. See, look, you have all these fun facts for your show.
They are really interesting car for sure.
Yeah, I love them.
Interesting.
Yeah. The one thing I was gonna say about the technology, because you were mentioning, on the actual screen itself, the upgrade from a month ago to now, because it has full self-driving, is remarkable. It's way different.
But do you put yours in full screen when you're full self-drive?
I do not.
So you can.
Do you?
So if it's like half screen to half nav, half whatever, just swipe over.
I gotta try that. I have to try that.
I've seen guys on YouTube. I'm like, how do they get in there?
I did not know that.
Just a little pull to the right, and then you'll get the full screen, and then it's really kind of cool because it's 3D sees everything, right? Like
it's so much more intricate.
Because you don't need the nav anymore if you're not making the turns.
Right.
Turning
no, you don't need it.
So just slide
Forget
it over,
it.
right? So
yeah.
There's not a better navigation thing in there. Like I've used quite a few different vehicles, like I said, with nav. Yeah. And the voice control, you use voice control a lot?
No, I don't use voice control.
I
See,
use voice
you get all these little technology things.
And it seems to work really well. Like I say, take me to Costco. It doesn't like, it's Costco in Vernon, right? So it takes me to the nearest Costco, and I use that. And I say, take me to the golf course. I name the golf course. And take me to the golf course.
Wow, I should try that.
Yeah, the navigation, voice commands, open the glove box. Obviously, some people...
Those things, yeah.
I think I ran into one person that was really irked about the glove box because there's no button on the Model 3.
Okay. I think you can set one of the...
Yeah, you can. But, he was like irked on it. And I was just like, just use your voice command. Open glove box.
Open glove box.
He's like, what?
Easy. Done. Open charger. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got all those.
A whole bunch of different things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I do. I guess I should say I do use it, but I don't use it for navigation. I should probably try that and see how it works.
What is like one thing that you wish was better?
Well, with the full self-driving now, it's definitely going to be the stop signs. One thing that I wish that it had, I know you can buy it, but the back seats with the heated seats, I know you can buy it, but my back seats didn't come heated.
Do yours flip down?
They do flip down. Okay, yeah, they flip down.
So mine come with heated seats, so that must be an upgrade in newer ones. Right?
Yeah,
because even the Highland now, the 2024 Model 3, heated and ventilated, like cooled, heated and cooled.
That's one other thing. The cooled seats. I wish that was something that I had, which I don't have. Right? Okay, that's my dream car. That's in my retirement plan.
That X is like unbelievable. Supposedly that's the highest tech car out there because that thing is just incredible. Right?
It's very advanced. Yeah. Other than that, I feel like I get kind of all of my bases covered with the base model of the car that I have. What's yours? What do you wish it had?
Mine's a rear-wheel drive. Is yours rear-wheel drive?
No.
Yours
no.
all-wheel drive?
Sorry. Yes, it is rear-wheel drive, not our. That's one thing that I would also change, but you have to pay for that.
Yeah, and again, the new ones come with it. But and I've driven my wife's and my daughter's. And
have you noticed a difference?
I really don't see a problem.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I don't really notice it. And I've driven in snow to Calgary and then driven over the Coke.
Yeah, I've driven to Big White. I've never had an issue.
Really noticed any issues.
Yeah.
I mean, most of my cars I've ever had have been two-wheel drives, right? So I haven't really noticed any problem. I imagine you get better handling. The X definitely feels heavy.
Fair enough.
It feels almost like truckish because it's a bigger, heavier.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And solid, you know what I mean. It's a very big, solid vehicle.
Yeah.
Right?
My dad is a tow truck driver,
Oh,
and he has to. This is one fact that he's told me now that I drive up this vehicle is that he's had to personally tow more EVs now than ever, but not Teslas. He rarely ever has to tow a Tesla or put it on the flatbed. And one of the things is because the battery is quite accurate. Like when you're typing in the navigation, if it tells you that it's going to get there at 1%, it will get there at 1%.
And I'm not saying this to drive anything, but like there's a lot of people out there saying that most people don't want an EV right now. They want a Tesla.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
I just say drive a Tesla and then
just
drive the other ones and then see if
test it out, see if you like it.
Like I said, there's a lot of people that really love the Rivian though too, right? So
I've never driven it. So you have though.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
I've been in a Rivian.
Okay, but you haven't driven it.
And then I've been in like F-150 Lightning and Mach-E's, but I've never driven in one of those either.
Okay.
I've been in Jason's got a Kona.
Oh,
right?
nice.
Am I right? Hyundai Kona.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Hyundai has a few EVs now.
I think, yeah, they've got quite a few of the Iconics, right?
Yeah, so, Ioniq, yeah.
Ioniq, there you go, Ioniq. I've been in the Polestars.
Okay.
Like, you know, like.
What about the Lucid? Have you ever been in?
I've been inside a Lucid.
Okay.
Spanky dash.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable.
It is
dash,
fancy.
Right? Like,
that
the dash
one
just kind of goes like all the way across.
That one has to be one of the more fancy ones.
When I was at the auto show in Vancouver, or no, CES. I was in CES in Las Vegas, and I can't remember the brand now, but it was a Chinese auto brand.
Okay.
Super slick inside.
Yeah.
Like
nice design.
Bentley kind of like tufted leather.
Yeah.
It was like a 2-tier dash. It was just an amazing dash. It looked like an entertainment system.
That I think is going to come down the pipe too.
And I asked him the price, and he said it was similar to a Model 3. I'm like, what?
Really?
But not available in Canada or the US right now.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Oh, well, I guess also the cost could be pulled downwards if...
maybe they don't have all the safety. I don't know. But it was a beautiful looking car, and it was this kind of like weird color too, kind of a mustardy yellow.
Okay, really nice. Yeah,
definitely
they're going for a niche.
And glitzy. Yeah. The Lucid was very luxurious looking.
I've heard that. I've heard that it's a little bit more elevated in terms of luxury.
Even the Model S is very minimalist, right? So like it's got that minimalist look, right? Which is fine.
I like it that way.
I don't like a lot of buttons. Like I've seen a couple of
nope, there's no buttons really.
Like 2025 or 2024, big truck, big screen in it, like like a big kind of iPad flipped on its side.
Yep.
With 2 huge buttons on it. Like if somebody gave you an iPad with 2 buttons on it, you'd say, "This is broken."
What's that for?
Why is there buttons?
Yeah, what is that for? Yeah,
I'm not sure what the buttons are for. Can it do that inside there?
Yeah.
So,
one other thing I was going to ask you about was the tunnels. Do you think that will ever happen in Canada?
Oh, like I did you go on it in Las Vegas?
No, I've never done it.
So I did it in Vegas. Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Moves
was it quite quick?
Fast.
I've heard it's
very
quick,
fast.
Right?
Yeah.
So
you just walk down.
Yeah.
You get in a car because with other people.
Yeah.
And the car takes you to the next stop, and you're out.
And it was like that. So fast.
So fast.
Yeah.
So fast. So fast.
I wonder if that's ever going to be something that we'll bring here.
So the vision for Teslas is quite interesting. The car will take you to work. It doesn't need a parking space because it'll go to work.
Yeah.
It'll start making you money as a robo-taxi.
Love it.
It'll come pick you up after work, take you home, and then go back to work. So the car will work all day.
All night.
And make you money.
Yeah.
I wonder what that will... stall.
Yeah. Well, no, it wouldn't.
No,
it would just be,
It's just out there working.
It's doing its own job, basically. I wonder if it'll have to file its own taxes.
Oh, my God, yeah. So it's kind of interesting, right? And then they do say that Teslas or EVs can actually help the grid in that they become a storage system. They'll take power at night when it's like less demand on the grid.
Yeah.
And then they'll become a storage system for the daytime.
And I'm not sure how they're going to integrate that into our current grid, but I'm not sure how that would be possible.
I don't know either, but maybe we'll catch up again in a month and see how full self-drive is going.
I'll let you know.
I'm actually loving it. So, I like technology though.
Well, we're not going to run into each other because if we're both self-driving, we're not going to run into each other.
Communicating with each other.
Yeah. Like a walkie-talkie.
There you go. And thank you for watching.
Thanks for having me.